Yes, guys. Yes, people. Welcome back to another live stream. Welcome back to another video for you guys today. And it is yet another day with yet another lie because we said today we would be streaming to tell you that Romelu Lukaku is announced. And he still isn't announced yet. And now we're hearing rumors that we might actually have to wait until Monday, which I don't necessarily believe is too legit, but we will delve into that later on into the video as well. We'll recap everything that happened with the UEFA Super Cup because there are plenty of topics to delve into in there anyway. We'll talk about everything surrounding the Romelu Lukaku transfer. I mean, hopefully Lukaku actually comes and gets announced in the middle of this stream. That would be the most ideal bit of news for me. If not, if he does get announced later today, we will do a double stream. So we will be doing a Romelu Lukaku announcement as soon as we actually make the fucking announcement because it's been going on for ages now. This is dragging. But big up everyone that's locked in. We got over 100 of you guys in. Smash the like and subscribe button. Let's try and get us to 100 likes already. It would be much appreciated. And also, press the subscribe button if you guys haven't done so already. We are getting very, very close to 25k. And that would be a very strong achievement for the channel. So if you guys haven't done so already, smash the subscribe button. Hear what you're saying about Sky Cava saying that he should be announced in the coming hours. We thought that for the last few days, though. That's why I'm not really holding my breath on it. I know Lukaku is going to be announced. We don't need to worry about if the deal's falling through or everything. For all intents and purposes, he's a Chelsea player already. We're just waiting on the official announcement. We're waiting to see him holding the blue shirt, the little smile on his face, or the ice cold killer look in his face as well. One or the other. But that's all that we're waiting on. But yeah, big up everyone that's locked in. As always, smash the like and subscribe button. Jester, man, how has the last 24 hours been for you?
Yeah, I mean, we won a trophy. Great. We saw some redemption from Kepa. Love to see that. And we saw our same fragility against low blocks. And of course, R9's coming to change that. But I think most of that comes down to transitioning from defense to offense, but we can get into that later. But yeah, it's good. Anytime you can lift a trophy before the season's officially kicked off, who's can complain about that? And it's actually a trophy, not a dinner plate.
Yeah, no, this has European pedigree behind it, so we're not treating this like the Community Shield. Damn right. Wayne, what are you telling me? Are you here, bro? Nope, he isn't. Josh, what are you telling me, bro?
Yeah, man. Like Jester said, good to get a win. You take them how you can get them, I guess. At the end of the day, as long as you're the one lifting that cup. Definitely some highs and lows in that game for sure. Yeah, R9 can't get here soon enough. That's we'll just leave it at that. But yeah, I saw some good things from some young guys. I thought Chalobah was, again, I mean, sensational. He's been really great all preseason. I thought he was really good again yesterday. So yeah, looking forward to what we're gonna look like Saturday after 120 minutes in the old tank. So we'll see.
Yeah, I mean, we'll talk about that as well because I have a few questions about our level of fitness going into the game on Saturday. 120 minutes on Wednesday with a Saturday kickoff is really not ideal for us. But same way, it's like the FA's done it to ourselves anyway. They knew that we were playing on the Wednesday and they had us play on the Saturday anyway. I haven't seen anybody that's played the Super Cup in recent history have to play that fixture on a Saturday as well afterwards. It's never happened except with us. We already know that the FA don't really rate us like that, so we have to take this on the chin. It's going to be a tougher game on Saturday, which is why we will be saying in the previews as well, do not expect us to batter Crystal Palace or to absolutely flex our muscles or anything like that. I expect it to be a tight game as well, just like the game on Wednesday. Especially, oh yeah, big up Sammy saying I'm wearing a Palace gear. I didn't even notice. But hey, I guess it works for Chelsea versus Crystal Palace and everything like that. Big up yourself anyway, bro. But yeah, like we ain't going to have Romelu Lukaku for that game either. Our most likely opportunity to see him is if he comes off the bench, but that all depends on this quarantine BS as well. Apparently, Romelu Lukaku needs to quarantine, and that's one of the reasons why this announcement's taking so long to come out. And apparently, Lukaku might not be able to train with the squad until Monday, and that doesn't really make a lot of sense to me. Because, like, Jester, you were saying it as well, and I was looking through the UK laws too. I'll get up on the big screen for us now. And it says non-specified competitions, unless your event is listed under Schedule 5 of the regulations, you should follow the guidance for arrivals from amber list countries. If your event is listed under Schedule 5 of the regulations, you are exempt from these requirements. And the Premier League and the Champions League count in that in Section 5 of those regulations. The rules are on the right-hand side for if you are exempt from having to completely self-isolate. And it says you need to stay within the footprint of the sports event, which is basically Stamford Bridge. Self-isolate when you're not attending relevant activities. That could mean train by yourself potentially as well. Or no, it says on the one before underneath where it says when attending relevant activities such as training competitions, staying within the event bubble, isolating with other elite sports persons and essential support or operational staff involved in the event. If you're staying somewhere other than the event footprint, you must self-isolate in this place. So all he'd have to do is self-isolate other than training and in match. So I don't understand why he wouldn't be allowed to play in the Crystal Palace game if that was the case.
Yeah, until an official source comes out and says he can't play, then I'm going to still hold out the hope that we can have him because we actually need him due to the fact we had an injury last night and the fact that Havertz was on for 120 minutes. So he's not starting on Saturday because I don't think that you're going to play 120 minutes on Wednesday and turn around 2 days later and play 90. So I just don't see that happening.
Yeah,
so we actually need him.
I have no idea how many actual training sessions we're going to get in before Saturday. I mean, they just got back last night. They might have a light training session today, maybe a half day, and then Friday, maybe just a half day to get ready for the game. I don't expect them to be doing much training before Saturday with such a short turnaround. So,
but Romelu, you don't have to train with him to actually know what he does. I understand the chemistry's not going to be there, but it's not going. If you watch last night's game, it's not like the chemistry's high right now in the team anyway, because you have players coming back that haven't played at all. You have players that won't be playing that are playing. So how do you build chemistry within the team? So I say if he's available to play, you put that man on the pitch. I don't care. And I'm starting him. I'm not bringing him off the bench. I'm putting him out there and saying, okay, big guy, let's roll. And that's it. So,
I feel like Romelu Lukaku it shouldn't be a big issue for us, and it shouldn't be an issue that he has to quarantine regarding this anyway. I don't think him coming from Italy or coming from France changes anything. If anything, I think it's just a bit of waffle, to be honest. I'm not saying that based on the sources who are saying it, because they're not saying that he has to quarantine. They're not saying it as a fact. They're saying it more as a worry. They're saying this might be a problem. He might have to self-quarantine. So I'm not saying anyone who's reported it over the last few hours is absolutely waffling through this or anything like that. I just don't think that this is necessarily as big of a worry as people are making it out to be. I don't think Romelu Lukaku is going to need to quarantine. I know there's been questions about whether he's been vaccinated or double vaccinated. And I think most of the Belgium squad didn't take vaccinations because they didn't want the side effects to impact their chances of winning the Euros. So it's very likely he hasn't been vaccinated. So if that's the case, maybe that might be another problem that we have to deal with in terms of whether he has to quarantine or not. But I don't think he will need to quarantine. I think if that was the case, we would be reporting as a fact by now. It wouldn't be a question, because when it comes to these laws and stuff, the laws are clear for everyone to see. Nothing's really being hidden about them. If that was the possibility, we would have known about this days in advance, well before now.
Oh,
like with
absolutely.
Varane as an example, everyone knew he had to quarantine before coming to the UK, and I think now he's only just turning up now. But everyone knows that, so I don't understand why people are saying with Romelu Lukaku it's going to happen when we've only just found out about it now. Sky Cap is saying an announcement at 5 p.m. apparently.
Yeah. Well,
okay.
That's 11. That's 11 my time. So right when I go to work, you gotta love to see it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna be filming for Chelsea Fan TV then. So if that's the case, I'll do like a 7 p.m., 8 p.m. stream, something like that.
Yeah, and again, if I haven't seen any official saying that Big Rome has to isolate. I know CFC news page put that out, and apparently has a source, but you don't know. I mean, if this source was a steward who said, I heard it from a friend who heard it from a friend, we don't know what the source is. So until they officially...
Huh? Sorry to cut you off, but I'm saying if he really did need to quarantine, surely it would have been in the known by now, and someone really reliable would have known by now.
Yeah, he would have been out there in the ether that, hey, he's not going to play this week. And I've actually heard the opposite, that the reason he went to France and spent the time there was so he wouldn't have to isolate. I've actually heard that also out there. So I don't know what's true. So if he's available, I say you put the man on the field. If he's not, then we move.
Yeah, I agree. I think if he's able to play, he's got to play right away. Just like I said this yesterday, I don't know if I said it on the stream, but the first 10 minutes of that game, there were about 3 balls right across the 6-yard box that nobody was on. So it's like, that's why he's there. That's why we brought him in for that exact reason.
Yeah.
Yeah, and honestly, our attack was just poor, especially throughout the second half as well. But I also think the low blocks take into account for that too. Like Unai Emery just came in to take this game to penalties, and as soon as we handed them the equaliser with that little clown sesh, it was guaranteed to happen. But I mean, if we can go into it now, Dinisham in the super chat saying Werner was getting smashed by Albiol. We need Romelu Lukaku, and Artem's also sent me like a little slashy of his game yesterday, and he had the same amount of passes completed as possession lost in the match. Like Timo Werner, I've already said, like, I rate him as a player, and I completely understand the impact and the effect that he has on this Chelsea team. But same way, there are aspects of his game that he does really need to improve at. And for first off, like, this guy is dragging himself into too many lost areas in possession, especially on the ball. Like, he struggled in that second half. But I don't want to just put the focus on him too, because I thought Pulisic, Hudson-Odoi, I thought both of them were poor in the match. I thought Kai Havertz was a bit quiet in the second half as well. Overall, we just absolutely struggled. Kovacic's passing was absolutely horrendous in the game. Like, I'm happy we won the Super Cup and everything, but I'm also not letting it paper over the cracks too. The only thing I will say, a lot of those players did have their first game back in the Super Cup, and I do think that played into effect to the way that we played too. That's why we didn't really look as creative. Jorginho's passes were a little bit sloppy. Kovacic's passes were massively sloppy. Tuchel, to my surprise, took off Kante instead of Kovacic in the game. And I thought if it was Jorginho and Kante, we might have seen that game out at 1-0. But Jorginho and Kovacic, I think Kovacic was already looking lost in that match. And Jorginho had his first game back, so he wasn't going to look like he was at his best anyway. Despite him stabilising the midfield for us and making it a lot more stable than it was before then. But what were you guys' thoughts on the Super Cup anyway and the way that we played going forward?
All right, so now we have a Simon Phillips tweet on the quarantine.
Oh, shit, what's Simon Phillips saying?
That it's looking likely that he will.
Great.
Chelsea are looking for ways around that, but they don't know if they've been successful. So he still does not have a clear, yes, he has to quarantine, or no, he doesn't. So we're still not clear on that aspect, but it looks likely that he might.
Like they can't just produce a negative test for him. Yeah,
it doesn't make any sense to me. The quarantine rules never make any sense to me. That's on the Dan McCarthy tweet. He retweeted Simon Phillips.
Like, I could understand quarantining him if he had the virus, but if they can produce a negative test, I'm not quite sure why anyone would have to quarantine on that. But it is what it is.
Dan McCarthy said some media has been done already, which would have been done in Milan, seeing as he already had the Chelsea shirt then. And it's up to Chelsea's media team now to determine whether enough content has been made to announce the deal. And Lukaku won't be playing against Palace this weekend. Right.
Who gives a shit about content, man?
Against us, otherwise we are pissed.
Yeah, I mean, guess who we're playing against too? Mark Guehi and is it Aronson or Johansson? Like they're two quality center backs.
I don't think.
Joachim Anderson.
Yeah, I don't think Mark Guehi's going to start. I think it's
No,
Joachim
really?
Anderson and somebody else that's starting.
You know,
I mean-
with this, I was gonna say
Go
with
ahead,
the
Chris.
Super Cup game, we talk about most of our attack was like awful. I think it's because literally Ziyech went off injured. Like Ziyech was doing everything in our attack. It was crazy how good he was actually. In this preseason, Ziyech is literally balled out. But like last season, he got an injury. He was looking good all before then. He had his injury and kind of flopped the season. I'm hoping it's not the same outcome for Ziyech again because Ziyech is really balled out this preseason. And that Super Cup again, he was a brilliant player again, once again. So it's just a shame he had that injury. He stood.
I still have
What'd you
no
say?
idea how he hurt his shoulder. Like
I
it was
do.
a
It's just doing
completely
alright,
non-contact.
Yeah,
No, it
okay.
wasn't.
When you dislocate your shoulder, it's very easy to do it. Like if you ever watch
No, it's
I
not.
don't know. Right, if you ever watch yeah, it is. Like, if you ever watch a TV show, like even Friends, yeah, Joey just jumped on the sofa and dislocated his shoulder.
That's a TV
Easily.
show.
No, but he
Come
did it
on,
real
man.
life. No, listen. He did it real life, not in a TV show. He did it real life. He dislocated his shoulder in real life, easy, just jumping on the sofa. I dislocated my shoulder before. It's easy. It can happen. It's just how you fall.
Yeah, it wasn't from him falling either.
Okay, what was it from then?
If you see his arms up like this, I
Yeah.
don't know if you can. Okay.
Yeah, it was
Yeah,
from when
I
they
know.
both jumped up
And
into
when the guy jumped,
Right.
he took his arm back like that, and that's what dislocated his shoulder. Okay.
Yeah, it's either
I
that or
actually-
you fell down.
And
No,
because
he
he
didn't fall. He
dislocated
didn't fall. It was
He
when
didn't.
he was in midair. Yeah.
Yeah,
That's what
I just
happened.
I just didn't see an angle where there was like contact on the shoulder. I guess because
Well,
I
the
I
guy that
didn't
was
see
jumping in
contact
front of him contacted his elbow or his arm, and when it's out like this, it's not. It's the worst case scenario for your shoulder. Look, I tore this rotator cuff. Know a little bit about this. Plus, I sent a few people a video from a doctor explaining the injury and how long he could be out for. So
6-12 weeks, right?
No.
hopefully it's like an AC
what I
joint
said.
injury.
wasn't it?
it's 10 days to 6 months, depending on the severity
Oh.
of the dislocation.
Huh?
Well, if he has to
Yeah.
get surgery,
If he has to get surgery, it's
so
done.
long. Yeah. Hopefully, it's just an AC joint injury because I've had an AC joint injury and it's like a week or two before you actually get some mobility back in there. But
Well,
He didn't seem to be in that much pain.
are you
Oh, he
are you
looked in
kidding
pain.
me?
He looked
Yeah,
in
he
pain
was
if you
in-
watched
he was
him.
in-
Yeah,
Really?
no. I don't think he looked like he was in that much pain.
Nah,
they had to
he
give
was.
him something to bite. They had to give him something to bite down on to try to reset it.
Well,
Yeah.
yeah,
So it
he
was
in
a
pain if you
dislocation.
watched
It's
him.
not an AC joint. It's called an anterior shoulder dislocation, which means,
Yeah, okay.
like I said, I watched the doctor's video on it, and it can be as little as 10 days if it's a mild dislocation. If it's a major dislocation and surgery has to be performed, it can be up to 6 months. Okay? That's the time frame until he gets a scan and they know the severity of the dislocation. We're all just speculating because none of us are doctors and none of us has seen the scan.
But let's be
Where
honest.
did
if
you
you
hear that
think-
interview where they spoke about like that? Though? I watched a lot of interviews from last night. But I didn't
It
see
wasn't
that
an
one.
interview. A medical doctor did a video
I didn't see. No, that's what I
and
mean. Like,
posted it
where
on
was
Twitter. It was on Twitter.
that?
I sent it to Lewis. He has it.
Yeah, I've seen it. Chris, if you want the link, I'll send it over.
Oh no,
Yeah.
yeah, I just didn't see it. Yeah, I like to see it. In all fairness.
So we can
let's
all
be honest. Did we
speculate.
think he was going to be starting though when Lukaku comes in?
No.
Yeah, I don't think so either. So while
I
he's
think
had
he
a good
would start the first game
preseason,
of the season, though.
He would have
probably
not.
yeah.
I think he would have started the first game of the season.
Look, okay, first of all, let me address some of the comments here. I never wanted Ziyech out of the club. All I did was bring you news reports.
Which were
That's
still
it.
out.
Wait.
They were still,
Everyone's
Chelsea-
saying
you sure you didn't want him out?
Ziyech as well. Like now that Ziyech's into AC Milan rumours are well and truly in the mud. There's no chance that's happening now.
Oh
Yeah.
So we can all forget about it. It's all gone.
Those were still being talked about as of yesterday too, because I just saw another article about it yesterday where
Yeah.
where he's Milan's first option, but Chelsea do not want to do a loan with a obligation to buy. They would only sell him straight up.
Mhm. Yeah, that's from the get go. They don't want to like loan out like a 28-year-old, do they?
Yeah, it went from unlikely to just straight up impossible now. Unless,
Yeah, he was doing good though.
No chance.
It's a shame.
No,
though.
he had
It's
an
really a
amazing
shame.
game, to be honest. Like he might have been our man of the match in general,
Yeah.
despite the fact he only played a half.
Yeah, he would have been if he played. Played the entire game. Usually, you don't give man
Yeah,
a
but if
match
it's
for a
not
half.
him, I'd give it to Trevor Chalobah, or I don't know who else would take it, in my opinion.
Kepa.
Yes, Kepa.
Just for the shootout, you put him up there, to be honest. Like
I
that's
was
the
so happy
perfect way
when
to
people
return
picked him.
all those years of Kepa tax, man.
Yeah.
No,
And
but
if he
we
does
should-
leave, he leaves with a guaranteed good legacy now, regardless of how shitty 1920 was.
Yeah.
Is anybody
The thing with
is
Kepa, he's actually
anybody
good at
growing?
shootouts.
Is anybody growing increasingly concerned that Rudiger is just going to run his contract down and screw us here at the end? I have a feeling he's going to.
I don't
screw
feel
us.
like he's going to do that. I think they're just locked in negotiations, really.
Well,
Other
they
than
better,
that,
they better negotiate quick, because if they don't negotiate something that he likes, then we're done for as far as making anything off him.
And again, I'm
we
not
know
really.
what he wants. He wants about 200k a week. Just pay the money and we're good.
Wait, are you talking about net or gross?
I can't even answer that one to you. I just know he
What
wants
is it?
200k a week on his contract.
I wouldn't
The
give you
little, the
200K a
little
week.
tiny update on Harry Kane, but I don't think anyone hit. So
Harry
apparently,
Kane?
yeah. So
No, I
apparently,
go for
City board are preparing a new bid of 150 million euros.
that. Really?
So yeah. Tottenham have not received any new proposal for Kane yet and want to keep him. Man City's strategy is to be ready and wait.
Which is 120 million pounds.
They are
Isn't
not
it?
getting him for 120 million pounds.
They won't get him for 120. Spurs have put their price tag up. And I think the closer this gets to the start of the season, the less likely Tottenham sell.
Yeah.
There is a possibility, like Bale went on until after the season started, before he got sold to Real Madrid. But this is different because his rivals. Maybe it could happen after the City Spurs game, potentially. Maybe. But I
But
think if
not
that
for that
game
point.
happens and Kane plays, Kane has to batter them. Just to
Yeah.
try and make it up to the Tottenham fans.
There's no way they let him go for 120 million pounds. Especially Grealish just went for 100 million pounds.
Yep.
Tottenham going back. Look,
No
you
chance.
150 minimum.
Yeah, I think that if you change the euros to pounds, they might pick that phone call up. But if it stays euros,
Wait,
I don't think
150 million euros?
yeah, that's
Why
what
are
they
they
said.
paying euros?
Or maybe that
An
would.
English club to an English club.
Yeah, that makes no sense.
Well,
If they did
what's
that.
even the point? They'll probably get the money in pounds anyway.
Well, if it's a European reporter reporting this,
Yeah,
then they
maybe,
would put
yeah.
it in
Okay.
euros.
Yeah, that makes sense. That
So
makes
it's
sense.
just up to you to make the conversion. I think that's 120 million pounds. Don't quote me on that.
Around about, but it's still not enough, regardless.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think they'll hold out for more. So, and I'm not worried about it. Not worried about it at all. As far as
Nah,
last
wait.
night's game,
Go on,
as
Jester.
far as last night's game goes, I'm gonna say beside the people I'm gonna talk about, everybody had a subpar game.
Mm.
So you can say Mendy. Of course, I usually don't put goalkeepers in that unless they just have a nightmare. So Chalobah,
Brilliant.
Conte, Marcus Alonso.
Oof.
You know, he was our only attacking threat at some points of the game. So
First
Defensively,
half,
he
I'll
was,
give you.
he was
Second half, I think
terrible
he petered out
defensively,
a
though,
lot.
Chester.
he
On the
still-
Moreno goal, he was horrendous. I don't know what he was doing.
It wasn't his
I-
man.
Yes, I know, but
Was it Rudiger?
Christensen went with the ball. Therefore, Alonso should
He
have filled in
slipped.
the space, and he went and
Ah,
went with the ball
declared,
with
man.
Christensen. I thought it was. I thought he misread the play. I'll put it that way.
I can't blame AC though. 'Cause he slipped, and literally most of our players were slipping, except for the Villarreal players. They weren't slipping.
Oh yeah, it
Alonso
looked like a
literally-
howler, but that's still more Rudiger for me for the horrendous ball out of the
Yep.
box.
That was
Yeah,
either
no
one
question.
Yeah, there was a couple players in the area, so you have to understand who was the man, and it was Christensen's man, but he took Rudiger's man.
Big up, Alexis.
And it pulled him out of the position. And somebody else has to track that runner, whether it's Rudiger, whether it's Kovacic, whether it's Jorginho. Somebody there has to track that runner, and nobody did.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was 100% Rudiger because he gave the ball away, and that's what we were doing in the second half, is giving the ball away like time after time. Way too much. It was bad.
That's the thing with the that's why I got a bit annoyed, because we saw the same thing in Champions League final. We went into the half time 1-0 up, and then second half we just sat back and allowed them to come at us, and we just gave the ball away at every opportunity. And we did that.
No, we were still smarter in possession in the Champions League final.
Yeah. But it's what I think it was same kind of mindset, just to sit back, and then when we get the ball, try to do something with it. But why are we doing that? We've got Villarreal on the back foot. Why don't we could have finished the game in 90 minutes?
Well,
I think for us it was because the first half Villarreal were just doing exactly that. They were playing the low block before we even scored.
Yeah. And if you watch the one time we scored, we moved the ball fast, and that was probably like the last time we moved the ball fast, and everything else was just move it slow, let them set up in their 2 blocks of 4, and 3 attackers are not going to get past 2 blocks of 4. It's just not going to happen. But when we scored, we moved the ball quick. It was a forward pass into space that got to Kai. Kai had the assist. Doom. It's done. We didn't do that the rest of the game. We stopped doing that.
This Crystal Palace game is going to be very interesting. Our players
I think we start Pulisic for that game though. For Crystal Palace game, we start Pulisic because Pulisic scores fast.
Yeah, he'll probably have to start.
And I think we might have to start Hudson-Odoi in an advanced position as well.
No.
Yeah, no Havertz and no Ziyech.
What do you mean no?
Havertz.
What do you mean no? Because Havertz looks dead. He literally looks dead.
Right.
Ziyech is injured. And then if you put, I'm thinking, Mount looks rusty as hell. He couldn't even control the ball yesterday.
I'd still put Mount in there over Callum.
Come on, give the man a chance.
I'll say this.
I give the man a chance. The man had a chance in loads of space yesterday and did fuck all with it. Okay? I'm tired of this. Give him a chance. He wasn't playing his right position. How many more excuses are you going to come up with for the man? He had all the space in the world because Ziyech was on the inside. He was out there on his own, received the ball from two of the 3 key passes that Kovacic had and did nothing with it. Nothing. He had 5 crosses, only 1 accurate cross. He did nothing the entire game. And
respect the youngest ever player to win all available European club trophies.
I don't have to respect a damn thing. I'm sorry. I'm done with this respect a young player for sitting on the bench and collecting trophies. I'm done with that.
If you watch, you just shattered the stream.
No, I'm done. If you watch Tuchel's press conference after the game, he talks about Callum and doesn't mention his name, and nobody here picks up on it. Right? He said, when talking about Chalobah, he played well, but when Aspie came onto the field, they were more technically sound out of that position. Oh, who's that a shot at?
Yeah.
I don't want to hear any more excuses for the kid. You say he doesn't play in the right position. He's not that's not the position he needs to be playing in. So at what point do you just say he's never going to play left forward for this team? He's not going to. He's got too many people in front of him. Christian Pulisic also is not going to play left forward for this team because you saw that when Mason Mount came on. Where did Mason Mount go when he came onto the field? He went to the left.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think we all admit Pulisic wasn't really great in this game either, but it's the same thing with our attack.
I don't think anyone was great.
Yeah,
I don't think anyone was great.
Yeah, I don't want to beat up the guys who just came back, but I thought when George and Mount came on, I thought both of them offered nothing when they came on the field.
First of all,
big up declared saying, "Did the Cho train go off the rails?" Pick up yourself, my guy. But what you're saying with Mount and Jorginho, both of them played the Euros finals, their first game back from
Yeah, no,
training.
that's what I said.
didn't
That's why I
expect
said
much.
I don't want to beat up on them too much, but I didn't like when they came on. They just didn't offer anything.
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, they weren't up to speed.
Yeah,
They weren't
yeah, I
up to
can
speed
hear
at
you.
all.
Alexis, one sec, I'll send you the link. Actually, you can hop on, bro.
I
Um,
mean,
Say on
Just
this.
let me make this point real quick. I don't really blame Jorginho and Mount, even though they're like I think
Yeah.
Mount was just poor. It's because they came back from Euros, and to be thrown into a high intensity game like this is like I don't really see the point. But I also want to make the point about Column yesterday. Like you seen like his defensive frailties. I think they got in way too much on that side, but I still do think he has a lot to offer. But I can see what Justice is saying though.
And nobody can tell me what he has to offer.
He's very good at driving in at the. I think yesterday was just a bad game. I forgot. I kind of lost my point there, but I
It's a
just
bad game for all of our attackers.
going to Josh's point. I wanted to say that Mount and Jorginho, like I can't really blame them to be thrown in a game like this.
Yeah, I'm not blaming them. I just think that when they came on, they didn't offer anything. So it was like that. That's why in the second half we looked stalled a lot because those guys we just weren't getting anything out of those two guys. I'm not blaming them for anything, but it's just I would have liked to have seen maybe I would have liked to see maybe a guy or two who has been with us.
Yeah, I would have liked to see. I thought Ruben was going to come on.
Yeah, so
I wish Ruben would have come on for Kovacic so we could actually have some production out of that.
Yeah, I was so mad when Conte came off.
Pick up Alexis.
If people are wondering why we're going after a player like Tchouaméni, you just have to watch Kovacic's game for the most part. Because Tchouaméni's the type of guy who unlocks.
What are you saying? How are you?
What's up,
Yeah,
bro?
we're all good, man.
We're doing
Just in
good.
the middle of another Pulisic debate. Let's get into it.
No, like,
Look,
so you've got a lot of
and for those of you in chat who said that Pulisic wasn't criticized, I watched everybody's review after the end of the game. He was the one getting the most stick. So nobody said anything about Callum's poor performance and the fact he was yanked off the field. Everybody, to the man, slated Christian. Everybody.
Did he not deserve it? Be honest.
I didn't say he didn't deserve it, but the chat saying that nobody even said that he had a bad game. Everybody said he had a bad game. He was the first person brought up. So
I think it's because our expectation, though, we're expecting like I expect Pulisic to come on and do what he does, but this is why I alluded to preseason when I said Pulisic has not been looking great in preseason, and it carried. Like I see, like I don't know what I think. Did he play a lot of games this summer or no? But I don't know. I think he needs to get back into the groove of things. I don't know if he's really effective on that right. I think he should be on the left, but as you said, Mount is gonna. We got some problems because Mount is gonna be there. So I don't know what we're gonna do with that.
Gents, but you know, with Pulisic, I think the issue is we all know how great he can be when he's on song.
Yeah.
And so we all kind of want a certain level of consistency. And but the problem is with him, he gives us one or two great moments and then he disappears for 70 minutes. And it's like, at what point do we actually get consistency from him to be a starter for Chelsea? Because if people call for that, surely we want more than 2 runs a game, like, or maybe I'm reaching.
Well, again, I think that he's now not the starter in the team, so you can't get consistency as a non-starter, right? You have to come on and try to do your most with the time you're given.
Yeah, I mean,
we saw him when he got a run of games and how good he could be. Okay, we've seen it. So you actually, I understand everybody says, well, we know what he can do, so we expect better. Well, you know what he can do when he was playing off the left. You don't know what he can do off the right. You know what he can do in Frank Lampard's system. You don't know what he can do in Tuchel's system. So again, we're playing different systems, playing different positions. Christian will either come good this year or he will not be a Chelsea player come next.
Agreed.
I've been consistent on that throughout. At least maybe chat or some other people can say if Callum doesn't show anything, he should be out the door too. But I don't hear anybody saying that.
Callum will be
except
out
for
the door.
me.
Callum will be out the door. Callum's got 12 months to save his Chelsea career, in my opinion.
For me, it's both of them. Both.
Yeah.
One
you think
or
we're gonna
the
sell
other
Callum?
will be leaving. Maybe both.
We
I mean, for the sake of their development, if they don't make it this year as a key staple in the Chelsea squad, I expect one of them, if not both of them, to leave. Either because they're both in the way of each other's development, and there's also other players to compete with in the squad. So if one of them can't be over the other, then they're not going to make into a squad anyway, and they're going to go for the benefit of their own development. If they both can't, then they both will have to leave. Big up Dinner saying Vieira will park the bus with no Romelu Lukaku. It's a draw. I feel like they'll play a more attacking brand of football. I can't lie, but we will delve into that later on in the video. Big up Artem as well, saying sum up of the front line in the game. Timo running around taking shit first touches. Missed wide open Ziyech. Pulisic was shit holding the ball for too long. Hudson-Odoi's final ball was shit. Kai's legs was dead. Mason Mount not ready. Fucking hell, our attack was bad. The more you deeper, there wasn't a single ray of light in there.
I think
it was a single ray of light, but he went off injured.
Oh yeah, Ziyech,
Ziyech, man, he can't catch a break, my guy. Like, oh my god.
Oh yeah, I don't know how I went from disliking Ziyech
this season
to believing in him.
Because I didn't look at it realistic. I always looked at it realistic, bro. There was a player in there. I just feel like, first of all, let's not even go into it. But I'm just gutted about his. I don't know how. Did you guys get the news? How long he's going to be out?
We don't. It's anywhere from 10 days to 6 months.
Oh,
yeah,
God.
Dislocated shoulders can be up to 16 weeks before you can start.
I had it. I think those 10 days and 6 months is dependent on surgery then. Because if he has
to have surgery,
he's out.
If it's just something where it's just going to be an issue no matter what, then they'll have to play it by ear. Let him get as much strength in it as possible and run him out there when they can.
And the reason, look, if he doesn't elect for surgery, now that surgery is electable, and he doesn't, and he just sits there and lets it heal, the shoulder will always be suspect and will pop back out.
Yeah.
Okay.
He's gonna have to do an Adama Traore and get hella baby oil before every match.
Yeah.
But he don't got the build like Traore though. I popped it out and then I sneezed and my drink came out. So I was in the middle of soccer season, football season, and it's like they said, "Do you want to do surgery now?" But I was like a junior, senior. I was like, "Nah, I'm not doing it now. I'm gonna wait." Like taking off all those months, trying to get back into it is gonna be hard. So I waited till after to do it, and that recovery process was hell because it's like when you just have it sitting there at atrophies. So it's like you're trying to move your arm like normal like you used to, but you haven't used it in so long. You gotta kind of like retrain your brain to like lift it up. So it hurts so much. It's like,
oh yeah, I did my rotator cuff.
Yeah, so same.
It's not fun. So it's unfortunate because he was playing well. But it is what it is. It's a sport, and people get injured, and you have to move on. And
it's the importance of squad depth.
Yeah. But I've got a question for the panel then. So if Ziyech is out, our main source of creativity is out from the front three. If Lukaku's granted the number 9, who are the two behind, and who are the two wing backs that you would play to provide the creativity?
It's very easy. RJ and Chilwell at wing back, and I think they're going to be. He'll rotate with Aspie. Whether who's more creative off that, you can have that argument. I mean, and as far as the front three, you know as well as I do, it's going to be R9, Havertz, and Mason Mount.
Oh, please don't call him R9.
Oh no, we're running with the R9 prop.
Come on, man. R9 prop's got to run, man. It's up to him to fill those boots.
The rotate left wing. Who's going to be rotate left wing? It's going to be Timo Werner and who else is the left side?
I'm still not convinced that plays there. You Cho or Pulisic. There's plenty of options.
Yeah, but
I'm
you know
still
who's going to start.
I'm still convinced we're going to stick with that.
It will be Timo.
I don't think it'd be Cho at all. Left wing.
I don't think Cho plays unless he plays right wing back.
Yeah,
I agree with you. I don't really think he does that. There's too many competitions for that spot.
And as much as we're pushing for it, it's not going to happen because I've been pushing for 6 months now to actually give him a run of games. It's not going to happen.
Realistically, though, I think our best
crisis for that first this peak.
I think our best front three is Lukaku, Havertz, and Werner. To be honest, but we know Mount is going to be in there.
Yeah, I think that offensively, if you're talking about pure attacking presence, yeah, I would pick Werner over Mount just because he gives you a different dimension. But realistically, you know that Mount's going to start.
Yeah.
I would rather see Mount be used deeper because I think he's better. He's the best number 8 on the team. Problem is we don't play with 8, so you have to put him in a position. Is he good enough to be in a pivot as a 6? I think if we don't bring a midfielder in, I think there will be games where you see Mount in the pivot because you only have 3 center midfielders. You're going to have to give people time off. So you're going to see Mount at some point in that pivot if we do not bring another central midfielder in.
I think Ruben's going to stay for that specific reason.
I don't know. I don't know if Ruben's going to stay or not.
I think now that Chalobah's performance, I think Ruben would probably be priority to be on loan. To go on loan.
Unfortunately, Chalobah
Ruben goes on loan again.
Chalobah's going on loan. Now he's just going to have a lot more supers for him.
After that performance yesterday? You don't think
that means more clubs will be interested in him. But he still needs to go out on loan.
Yeah, because
I don't know. I think he's a viable he's a viable option to have.
Yes, but would you rather him be 4th choice center back and get games here and there, or can get consistent game time, get consistently better? And if Rudiger does leave, then you have his replacement that's got a full season under his belt at top flight competition. I think
either points are fair, bro. Like if he gets a loan, like so be it. It's gonna be great for him. But I also think he could be useful as well in the squad.
Please don't ignore who his brother is. His brother got played around by Chelsea and told to stay under
his older brother.
He got 4 games, I think, that year, or 5 games under Conte.
Yeah.
And he always said the mistake was that he stayed and didn't go out alone and back himself. He needs to play. He has to play.
What, in 16-17? Because he's still got a Premier League medal out of that.
How many games did he play? Didn't he play like 5-10 games? Man,
I know he was in that Man City game.
I think he barely started, but he got a lot of substitute appearances.
I'm Googling.
My brother laughed at me yesterday. He was like, "Yo, Chalobah?" I was like, "Nah, that's his younger brother, bro."
Yeah, I've had a few people like, "No way, you still got Nate Chalobah at the club. What is this?" No,
dude, I've called him Nate Chalobah in my videos like 4 times.
Man, no way, man. Fuck's sake. I don't blame you though. I really don't blame you. But he's building his name out in his own light, at the very least. He probably already has a better Chelsea legacy now than Nate does.
10 Premier League appearances in 2016-17. 15 all comps.
I was very impressed with Chalobah yesterday, man.
1 start.
Yeah, but unfortunately, he can't stay unless Zuma goes. Zuma has to go for him to stay. That's the only way we could do it with our roster.
What's good with that? Where is Zuma? Is anybody like what's good with Zuma?
I don't think Zuma wants to leave.
What happens?
Zuma don't want to leave.
Do you blame Zuma?
No, I blame Lewis. I blame Lewis and the fans for cheering his name every time he makes a tackle, and he wants to stay and feel the love.
Okay, I have a Lukaku update.
Go on, bro.
This is through Pies via David Ornstein and Liam Twomey. Lukaku will be unavailable for the weekend's game against Crystal Palace. Nothing to do with quarantine. It is just that the transfer won't be formally completed this weekend.
What? So we won't even get an announcement until next week.
No, I think
are they mailing the contracts back and forth to Milan? Like, what? Did we forget about fax machines and things like that? Like
fax machines. Man, talking about fax machines in 2021. You scan that bitch in and you email it.
This is giving me vibes like this could break down. Like
no. It's a done deal.
London.
It's already been said. Also, it's a done deal. He is our player. So that's another reporter who said it's a done deal. So he's our player, which means the paperwork has been submitted. So
Lukaku returned to Arsenal.
So
yeah, he's probably going to start the Arsenal game.
I hope he pipes him as well.
So
I need prime Didier Drogba back again.
I don't know. Again, we have conflicting reports out there by journalists in different countries. So what is true? Well, I guess we'll find out in Tuchel's press conference for the match. Because because once Rome gets announced, then Tuchel can say, well, this player is not available because, he'll just say he's not available. I don't think that Tuchel will go into details. He'll just say if he's available or not.
Honestly,
and then we'll find out.
I think the reason he's not going to be available is quite simple. He has not had a single training session at Chelsea. He's not going to be able to play Tuchel's system in about 2 to 3 days. He needs like a couple of training sessions to get used to the squad.
No, I don't think that has anything to do with it. If he is available and can be available for the game, he will be available for the game.
Especially after what we saw yesterday.
Yeah, because again,
he'll still be better regardless. You're right.
Yeah. We had Havertz play 120 minutes. You don't think in 2 days he's going to turn around and start again? I don't think that's not. Tuchel has not shown that. Now we have Hakim Ziyech, who we don't know the extent of his injury, but we know damn sure he's not available for Saturday.
So it's going to have to be Mount, Pulisic, and Werner, I think, is going to be our front three then.
That would be most likely.
Big up E-Rock saying, how realistic would it be to go to a back four so we could have a front four of Werner, Lukaku, Havertz, and Mount sitting deeper? Would love to see that. Seeing a 4-2-2-2 under Tuchel isn't really that unrealistic. He's played it before at PSG. We've been talking about it for a good few weeks on the streams as well. I think it'd be very likely that we could potentially see that. Maybe not at the start of the season, because I do think that sort of formation has to be implemented in training first before we see it implemented in match. But you might see that in mid-season towards the end of the season. But I don't think you'll see that for the opening month or two right now. Paul Jr. also saying, will Kovacic ever improve his game? He's good, but Kovacic is Kovacic. At this age, what you see is what you get with him. Yeah. He's going to be great at ball progression. He's going to be great at being press resistant. In terms of defensive awareness and his final ball, what you see is what you get with him. And
you remember that counterattack we had, like in the end of the second half, where it was like Havertz and Werner running off, and it was like pass the ball. He turned it to Werner like 2-3 touches late, and the play just broke down.
And the ball was behind him as well. It was so frustrating. It was so frustrating.
And he could have continued on dribbling the ball. He played it way too early.
Yeah, again, we've been talking about that position for a while now.
Yeah.
Conte does what Conte does, and he's world class at it. So whatever extras you get from Conte is great. Jorginho does what Jorginho does, and he's world class at it. If you get something extra from him, it's great. Then you get to Kovacic.
What does he do?
He gives you.
That's what you ask.
Yeah,
he dribbles
great.
Well out of pressure.
He gives you great tickers in the middle of the pitch.
Do you know
he can play a through ball? He can switch play. We saw it last night. He's not consistent enough, and he gives you nothing in the final third. Absolutely nothing.
He gives the fans in the stands a lot of souvenir balls when he shoots too.
Yeah.
I think he's better coming off the bench, in my opinion.
Yeah,
I think he's the best player in the world on the bench. As in, he's the best first choice sub. Like if you're bringing him on as a bench, off the bench into your midfield, he's the best player in the world. No one can tell me a better backup center midfielder.
Yeah,
and that's his position.
And then when he plays too long,
I sat there and I thought about it for a long time. I can't think of someone coming off the bench for any club in the world, if it's Kovacic, better than Kovacic.
And I also think his stamina has never been that great either. So he really dies down. I mean, he played ET last night, but I think he was lugging it, bro.
I think after 60, everybody was.
Yeah.
I think after 60 minutes.
No, but it's known with Kovacic though. Like he's normally a sub, like a first sub. Like after 60 minutes, he dies down a lot.
Well, the starting pivot is going to be Jorginho and Conte. Let's not get it twisted. You're going to have rotations. You're going to have games that's not. But the starting pivot is going to be Jorginho and Conte.
My question Hey, before I ask this question, can I just give my quick review of the game real quick?
Go ahead.
Go for it.
I was shitting myself that second half, as probably the rest of you were. I have never seen us break down like that in my entire life under Thomas Tuchel. For one thing, that first half, I was very impressed with us in the first half, and in the second half came around, we just died for some reason. I think Mendy had a great performance. I think Chalobah was man of the match. Rudiger was pretty good. Zuma. Kante was Kante. I don't know what this Marcus Alonso thing is. Was I watching a different game? He was garbage yesterday.
He's always garbage.
Yeah,
I didn't think he was bad.
I tend to agree.
I didn't think Marcus Alonso was bad.
Well, we're going to disagree on that one. Let me just finish. Callum did nothing. Werner, I'm trying, Werner, but you are making it so much harder day by day. Havertz, he is exhausted. That was a good assist from him, but I did not see him do almost anything else besides that assist. And Ziyech, I honestly think him getting injured is just the sum of his Chelsea career, in my opinion. He is so unlucky. I was so excited to just see him get the minutes he needed to progress his Chelsea career. That probably ain't going to happen this season. I'm very disappointed.
So I guess I can clear up the Lukaku matter now that I've seen some stuff in his contract with Chelsea is not signed yet, so he was not registered by noon today. I think you have to be registered by noon today to play on. No, it's noon Friday.
But Sky Cameron is saying that it's already been done, the photos and everything's already been announced. So this is why it's always conflicting and everything.
Yeah, I think that I'm going to wait for Tuchel to come out and say he's not available.
I think we're going to see it tonight around 5. We always see it around that peak time frame.
I am pretty sure that the player has to be registered by noon on Friday.
It is, because every transfer deadline day, they repeat that like 1,000 times if you watch it on Sky Sports. Is he going to beat the deadline?
Big up Rowan saying bring back the Barkley for Kova substitution. No chance, because Amball's bringing back Ross Barkley. Paul Jr. also saying, imagine if that Alberto Moreno volley went in. Just thank God it didn't, because we would have had an even longer second half, because they still would have dragged that to penalties. I don't think it would have made too much difference. Unai Emery and Unai Emery and Villarreal just wanted penalties. You could see it from the way they played, especially after they got the equaliser too. That's all that they wanted.
So, do you know what, guys? What was worrying yesterday about the performance? Mendy had too much to do. I think one of the beauty from when Tuchel came until the end of the season was Mendy only had to make like 1 or 2 saves a game. I think he made 4 or 5 yesterday.
Yeah, very good saves. He made 4 or 5 pretty good saves.
I credit him for making those saves, but the fact
I
that
get your point. It's just like we never usually see that as what you're saying, right?
Yeah, that's why I was so uncomfortable. Like, it's really frustrating to watch.
His best save was where he literally slipped and kicked it, and they had that 1v1, didn't they? Literally saved it from going bottom right. That was an incredible save from his slip kick, I will say. That save was unreal. Oh, and the header save. He had a really good header save, didn't he? Near the end of extra time, right?
Yeah.
I think it was, yeah. And then Kepa came on and...
Everyone's saying check Absolute Chelsea, but it's the same stuff that Sky Cavill was saying an hour ago. Lukaku's Chelsea's almost done, should be announced in the next few hours. Same thing we heard an hour ago.
I think they're talking about the Zappacosta thing.
Oh, what? Contacts between Chelsea and Atlanta for Davide Zappacosta are concrete. We just need someone to reach a valuation for him. It will probably be around 15 to 20 million pounds.
Well, and also that via DiMarzio, Napoli has dropped their interest in Emerson. Whether that's a bluff to get Chelsea to come back and drop their valuation on him, I don't know.
Oh, Sice has just tweeted, Romelu Lukaku will be announced in the next few hours. He is at Stamford Bridge signing the contract and taking pictures with Marina right now. Sky Sports has said that.
So, yeah.
It's basically
reporting that, but I don't know. I don't really know whether to believe Sky Sports like that, because their recent history hasn't really been that good. They usually say stuff that's really way off. So if I hear any other reputable sources say it, I'll believe it. If not, Can't really say too much.
By the way, gents, Lukaku, league goals. Has everyone made their prediction yet? Sorry, like it's my first time on Lewis's channel. So
how many for a Premier League season? How many goals for Premier League?
Yeah,
I think he gets 22.
20 million.
25 plus.
22.
For who?
Bro.
Lukaku. 25 plus in the Premier.
I think 17.
I'm going 20.
17.
20 for his first
I think
season.
17.
His first season, so I think 22.
What do you guys? Do you know how many chances we create that we don't put away?
Yeah.
If Lukaku puts
know.
a fraction of those away, he's gonna bag gold. He's gonna be Golden Boot, runaway Golden Boot winner.
I wouldn't
And
say,
we're gonna have.
I wouldn't say runaway.
Okay, but who's getting the playmaker award?
Timo
Mount.
Werner.
Because if we make all those chances, then someone better be at least getting close to it.
Someone's
Well-
getting 10 assists.
Yeah, I
there
think
were there were 3 balls in the first 10 minutes right across the 6 of that game yesterday, and nobody there to get on the end of them. That's why Lukaku was brought in, to be the guy in the box at the 6 to tap those balls in.
I think
Josh
Havertz is
spot
going to
on.
be. Yeah.
Because if those crosses come in yesterday and Lukaku scores, people have a completely different perception of Alonso and Callum's performance. Because in the first
Not
half,
Callum's.
Callum
Callum's
in the
crap.
first half, there were 2 crosses. The
One.
first one when he caught it on the volley, and it went back across, and there was one where he overhit it to the back post. If Lukaku's there, potentially gets a goal.
Yeah.
There's a lot of revisionism. I think too much responsibility goes on those wing backs, and I think that's where the system's an issue instead of the players.
It's great. I can say, watch. Callum was crap last night, and you're going to see Pulisic was crap come up in comments. Wait on it.
I love how there it is.
There we go.
My God. People don't understand we know both of them was crap yesterday. Jesus Christ. They barely won a game. I'm happy,
But
by
it's
the
a
way.
final as well, though. Sometimes
won it
finals
because
are
of
played
Kepa.
like that.
But again, all I have to say is Callum's name, and it immediately comes up. It's just one of those things you can set your watch by it.
The Chelsea fans actually do make me a little bit sick with do people not understand he only has 3 Premier League goals in 4 Chelsea seasons? That is ridiculous considering that he's got only 2 more goals than Reece James.
Who?
That is Callum. 3 goals, 4 Chelsea seasons.
Yeah, but how many of those Chelsea seasons has he started games and played regular minutes? And not right back?
Are we still going to give excuses? Are we
That's
still
what I'm
making
saying.
excuses?
That is
but
not
you-
acceptable.
But that's not an excuse. It's factual. So
No,
because
it is an
argument-
excuse.
Okay, but then let me ask you a question. Why has Timo Werner last year got numerous opportunities to consistently play out of trouble? Pulisic, consistent minutes. Hakim was given consistent minutes to play themselves out of bad form. But when it comes to Callum, one bad game, he's out the team for 4 games completely.
I know.
Then
Why
he comes
don't you ask our last 3 managers? Because they all did it. Sorry didn't rate him.
Sorry started him.
let's
Sorry
get this straight.
did kind of rate him.
Sorry
That was before the Achilles
was
injury.
forced to play Callum by the board. Okay?
No, you're going off
That's a
hearsay there.
fact.
You're going off hearsay. No, they're going off hearsay there. Once he signed his deal, he was starting ahead of Pedro and Willian on merit.
Pedro and Willian? What are we talking about Pedro and Willian about?
But Frank
they're both
Lampard
dead
was playing
ballers
Willian
at
and
that
everyone.
point.
No, but you can't. You see, now you're making excuses to discredit him.
No, I'm not. What I'm saying is,
you just said Pedro and Willian.
but yet you putting them out there as great ballers at that point in their career.
You're putting 17-year-old Callum as a great baller at that point, or
Well, you just did.
18-year-old. He was better than them. Yes, that's why I said he was started on merit before he got.
No, he wasn't started, and I'm telling you, he wasn't started on merit. I'm telling you, Sorry was forced to play Callum.
I thought Navy before Bayern was sniffing Navy, but after Alex said he's still playing, and because he was good enough in it.
Let's move
it's
to
the
Frank.
injury what kind of stopped him.
Let's move to Frank Lampard. Yeah, Frank Lampard, the youth whisperer that brought all this great youth through. He didn't rate him either. Set him on the bench.
So let's break this down. Sorry got him started massive Achilles injury. Then that took him a while to get back to up to form. Lampard didn't play him a lot because of the Achilles injury. I will give him that. But it's been a year and a half since that Achilles injury. You should be up to at least a decent level Chelsea standard. And Tuchel has dropped him to right wing back instead of, a consistent right or left winger. There is something wrong with Callum at this point. Maybe it's mental, maybe it's physical. But I honestly don't think that Tuchel sees him as like one of his attacking forwards anymore. Because
he needs to leave. He needs to leave.
That's my point here. Him, Pulisic, or Ziyech are going to go this season because Ziyech is not going to get the game time. Pulisic is going to get dropped further down the pecking order because of Mount. Even Werner probably going to leave, and Hudson-Odoi is not going to get any game time. Remember, this kid is still 20. He has a long way to go. So I'm not just saying like he's trash or whatever. I'm just saying stop giving him this hype when he's not really proven himself at a Chelsea level. That Europa League run, he was key in it. The Champions League and the Super Cup, however, no, I'm not giving him that. I am not giving him that.
Oh, now we got people that don't like our opinions because of where we come from. Oh, sorry about that.
They didn't choose
it's a global sport.
Oh yeah, this always happens, guys. Let's not start moving xenophobic because this happens way too much.
It'll be boring.
And also, mods, be on it as well. If there's anyone moving xenophobic, blocks and times out. You already know. That's all on you guys.
Can I just say Christian Pulisic was absolute dog shit yesterday, and I will admit that 100%. I'm sorry, Alexis. I'm not gonna hide behind person nationality. They play for Chelsea. To me, your nationality means jack shit. You play for Chelsea. You perform at a certain level. I'm not giving no player a run of games because where they come from. If it was from Cobham, if it was bought for $60 million, I don't give a fuck. Play better. That's all I'm saying.
Can I say I don't think he actually played dog shit completely at wing back. Cho. I don't think he did.
There we go.
Defensively he wasn't great, but he's not exactly naturally like gifted at defensive work. He's a winger. He's playing. No, I'm just gonna say he didn't do the worst job yesterday. He did an okay job.
Okay, dog shit was wrong. Was wrong. Okay, it was elephant shit. A big pile of elephant shit.
Oh my god.
Okay,
I don't think he was that bad.
No, he was terrible. And he had
extremely harsh.
No, he was terrible, and I'll tell you why. That formation was set up for him to be in space and for him to do bits. It was totally set up for that. And he was playing on the side with the best player on the pitch, everybody agrees, and still was junk. I'm tired of the excuses. Oh, he wasn't that bad. No, he was that bad. And that's the reason that he was pulled off the pitch. And Dave had to come on after being here for less than a week.
What?
And he
played 80 minutes.
Wait a minute. That was always going to happen, though.
And Dave was better.
Kante got subbed up. That new shit.
Dave was better in terms of defensive. Yeah, of course.
Yeah, Kante was being protected to start on Saturday with Jorginho on the pitch.
I think we were so poor in extra time because we didn't have a fourth attacking threat. We had 3 attacking-minded players on the pitch.
Jester, you might as well just say it as it is, bro. Like, you don't like Cho, bro, so you're not going to be impressed by the guy. You have this unconscious bias towards him.
Well, because you're in my head, you know what I think because you're in my head, right?
Yeah.
You have ESPN. You have ESPN. You can read minds.
Yeah.
No, don't tell me what I think about somebody. I'm not having that.
You might as well say it, bro, because you say this on every stream, bro. You're on this.
Because I'm correct on every stream. Because everybody gives that man excuses. He has a handful of good things, and he's the best thing since sliced bread.
Bro, calm the hell down, bro. The guy is not a natural right wing back, okay? So of course he's gonna have moments of hiccups, right? So at the end of the day, if you're having unrealistic expectations of the guy and you're talking junk on here, then how am I not going to call you out on it, bro? He's not going to come onto the pitch and just know how to play that position. Let's be frankly honest. That
he played 10 games
yesterday. That Chelsea team struggled, yeah?
This is unbelievable.
That second half performance was shambolic. If you want to talk about individuals, but at least be freaking fair about it, bro. Come on, man.
What do you mean be fair about it?
Be fair.
Isolated most of the team.
Bro, be fair about it. Because to say that he was junk is bullshit. You know that is bullshit.
He was junk.
He wasn't
junk. He was terrible.
He wasn't junk. He wasn't junk.
He wasn't. I don't think he's as bad.
I don't know.
Yes,
he was as good as
a
Alonso.
lot of the attackers were junk. A lot
Yeah,
of them.
he was as good as Alonso. They both had the same.
No,
kind of-
I ain't
but
having
just
it. I ain't
one gets a
having
lot
that.
worse than-
I am not.
They were
Alonso
both-
was
they were
by
both average.
far better than him. I don't know what game you don't watch sometimes. Alonso was
far.
And if Alonso is by far better than you, what kind of game did you have?
This is the problem, bro. Chelsea has
No,
a shit
he wasn't.
game. You
That's the
start
thing.
slating. No, Chelsea has a
But
shit game.
listen, let's look at it real. Let's look at it.
Yeah? What you guys start doing is you start slating every player, but then as soon as they start doing well, you start actually praising the player. It doesn't make sense, bro. Let's look
at it realistic though.
Let's it is so dumb.
Hold on, guys. This is just bickering.
Well, look at the team. Understand why the team doesn't do well, bro.
If you look at that game yesterday, that right back for Villarreal was not very good. That's why Alonso was getting in that space, but he didn't have the pace to beat that guy. Like, he would get in those positions, but he didn't have the pace. Callum Hudson-Odoi was playing against a left back that we're linked to. I think Pedraza. He's very good.
No, Moreno was not playing left back. It was Pedraza with Moreno in front of him.
That's what I'm saying. So it's like Pedraza's very good. So Cho had a lot more to deal with, and Alonso may have looked better.
Bless Cho.
Like on that side. I'm not saying Cho was great. I'm just putting it like into realistic expectations because I don't think Cho was horrible. I think the rhetoric you're using is kind of harsh and it's too overboard, but he wasn't great as well. He didn't do great.
Get that FIFA Championshy out of here.
Yeah, guys, I've already said stop calling people racist based on their football opinions because that's clearly not the case. Let's not do that.
Yeah, that's not the case. Stop it, guys.
I am black. I just want to say that.
Regardless of your race, it's a football opinion, isn't it? It don't mean shit. It could come from you, it could come from Jester. It's a football opinion. I don't care.
Football opinions are football opinions, guys. These guys are not what you lot are trying to apply. So I'd say step off that part of the conversation, guys. The fact of the matter is Jester has been consistent in how he sees Cho, and he's not out here just being a dick for the reason of being a dick. We might have disagreements, guys, but let's not go that way. Come on, man. We can be better than this.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. Again, my criticism of Callum is only on the field. But I don't know the man. He's probably a fine young man.
Yes, he actually is.
How would I know? Well, my take is about football and football alone. I leave personal stuff outside. My take is
you don't even need to explain it, man.
You don't.
You really don't.
No, nobody here thinks you're racist. I think anyone with more than 3 brain cells in the comment section doesn't think you're racist. There's nothing, man.
By the way, my opinion is based on me wanting the best for Chelsea, not the best for a single player. For example, you can say that Rudiger a couple years ago needed to leave Chelsea. Now that he's performing, I don't want him to leave anymore. It goes around about. The Gallon turns it around, fine. And Pulisic turns it around, fine. But right now, neither of them are showing us anything that says they can play for us in our first team. So why are we having this constant Pulisic versus Cho debate if neither of them are going to play that many games? I don't get it.
Coming off like that Cho Pulisic, more looking as a team now. Do you guys think we're gonna have a sluggish start because of the Euros affecting us and all that coming back?
I think everybody is. I think that those teams that had a lot of, it's only the good teams that had players in Euros, right? Arsenal had one. Well, I'm not gonna count Ben Scheidt because he wasn't their player when he was at the Euros. So the teams that didn't have your good players, the mid-table teams will probably start off better because they've been together longer and they're not trying to integrate players back into their team. So it could be a case of Brentford catching out Arsenal just because they were that bad. I mean, who had 4?
Who had 4?
Arsenal, apparently.
Arsenal had 4. Oh, they had Xhaka.
Just before we go through, Paul Jr. saying, without Silva, our ball progression from deep is poor, side passing and inshallah. I would say also a fully matched sharp Christensen as well, just to add to that as well. But I completely understand. Our ball progression out the back was horrendous yesterday. Another area that we let ourselves down in. Dinishan saying Cho will be sold if we got Hakimi. Tuchel don't rate him. I wouldn't necessarily say sold, but I do think that's another player that's going to be in his way for right wing back, and we already know he's not benching Hakimi. Hakimi's the best right wing back in the world. It's just Cho would be solely a player who'd be competing for the front three spots in the team. Maybe you see him competing for left wing back as well, or he'd probably be going out on loan. And if it was a loan, then he'd probably end up leaving afterwards. Edward Hogan also saying both Cho and brand exposure aren't good enough for Chelsea, period. They both need to leave. Is brand exposure meant to be Pulisic?
Yes.
Yeah, that's definitely.
Yeah, I think Pulisic's meant to be. For fuck's sakes, man. That's a good slander name, I can't lie. Both Cho and brand exposure aren't good enough for Chelsea, period. They both need to leave. We'll know that for sure this season, because Pulisic has his first pre-season for Chelsea now. And Hudson-Odoi, Tuchel has said he wants to integrate him more into the side, but he also needs to show it with his performances too. Only thing we can say is we have to wait and see, but there's a lot of competition for spaces in the front three of our squad. So if these lot have bad performances or average performances, we aren't going to see them in the squad regularly. So like Tuchel said, there's no more hiding for the pair of them. It's not just for Cho, it's for both of them.
Hey,
Can I just say something real?
Is amazing. It's almost as good as Red Bull can for Mason Mount.
No way to call him Red Bull can. I've just heard Duracell bunny in that.
Kazi once came on and goes,
Fucking
that effing Red Bull can run around. He lost his shit. It was so funny.
Yeah, Mason Mount slander was at its prime like this time last year, but now it's done. But thank God as well. He's actually
there's still a segment of our fan base that cannot stand Mason Mount.
No, I know it's smaller. Like I don't mind segments because everyone has a segment of the fan base that hates them. But this time last year it was genuine 50-50. 50% of the fan base loved him, 50% wanted him out of our club immediately. Now it's like
until Havertz gets dropped. Just wait until Havertz gets dropped for him.
Havertz is getting dropped for Mount.
I don't think Havertz is getting dropped at all.
He's not.
Honestly speaking, when you watch Havertz is doing a lot of our games and a lot of our tactical part of our games so phenomenally well, man. Off the ball, the guy works hard as fuck. If anyone tries to say this guy don't work, oh dear Lord, bro, this is bad.
Yeah.
He's our best player, isn't he?
Right now, bro, I couldn't take him off that pitch. Yesterday, out of the whole strike partnerships that we had and forward partnerships that we had, honestly speaking, he was the only one that I felt deserved to be there on the pitch for as long as he was, because the guy was trying. When he missed his penalty, I just looked at it and I just thought, damn, like it sucks that you missed, but bro, you must be shattered, man, because the fact that you played that long as well is mad.
It's a good thing he went first, because if that was like fourth or third, that could have been a problem.
Yeah, I agree.
What's happening with Tammy, by the way, guys? Is today's deadline day, right?
Yeah,
well, for Roma,
he was meant to have his decision today. Roma want him, Arsenal want him. He wants to stay in London, but he's considering moving to Italy.
I think Jose Mourinho would be very good for Tammy Abraham as well. I think he improved.
No, that would end in a cluster.
Nah, it goes one way. He either motivates the fuck out of him, or he just bullies him in training for his dead aerial ability and just kills his confidence. It goes one way or the other.
I just want it on film so I can watch it.
I can't,
because you know you can't hold up the ball. You're 6. You can't head the ball. You're 6'8".
You are 6'5" and you can't win an aerial battle. What is wrong?
I'm here for it. I want it on film.
History, but is what
if I speak, I'm in trouble.
If I speak about Tammy in the air, I am in big trouble.
Oh my goodness!
I'm in big trouble.
Oh, I'm there for that. Can we move Amazon to do Roma instead if Tammy goes there instead of Arsenal? Because it's gonna be
they need to, man. Jose Mourinho is made for documentaries, bro. Because that Spurs documentary was hilarious as fuck because of him.
Jose is gold in front of camera.
Bro, the way he treated Dele Alli, I was crying, bro. Like, I could not believe it.
And so for me, I'd rather watch a comedy than a horror show. And for me, Arsenal's going to be a horror show this year. So I'd rather watch
a horror show for Arsenal fans. For us, it's comedy.
Well,
all I want
huge
is one
comedic
thing,
relief.
right?
I'm thinking of doing
They
watch
lose
along.
to Brentford, yeah. They lose to Brentford, yeah. That Amazon commentary, I'm telling you right now, they will be laughing because the amount of us that will be watching just for the entertainment.
Nah, but here's the thing: we're coming next, and if we do what we did last season and just continue to clown games against Arsenal, then it won't be entertaining, regardless if they finish like 10th or 18th. I still won't be able to enjoy it. We have to beat them first for me.
I'm not worried about if that's R9's first game.
I'm glad
he's gonna be pumped.
Let's put it that way.
Gents, I'm off. Look after yourselves. Thanks for having me.
Take care of yourself, guys.
Take
Link to Alexa's channels in the description. Check it out. Safe for jumping on, bro.
Peace, brother.
Well, it wouldn't be a Chelsea stream if we didn't have some Arsenal slander. And Spurs are so sad we don't even want to talk about. They're just a sad team.
North London is shit. Tottenham is shit. Arsenal is shit. Cool. That's
Bro,
my
Madrid fans, Arsenal fans, they were all coming for me yesterday, bro. Like just literally
Madrid
tweets,
fans,
DMs, bro. Why is a Madrid fan like tweeting me saying like, "Oh, get ready with the excuses"? Absolute madness, bro. And I was
the
like,
amount of
what
excuses that they had after they should have lost 6-0 at Stamford Bridge.
Bro, this guy said like we had
can't see photos on the Chelsea website. What do you mean?
Arsenal.
What?
Well, that must not be true.
That can be.
Wait, what happened?
Yeah, that can't be true. There's no announcement.
It's what is it? 4 p.m. UK
Probably
time
just
right
a
now.
troll. That's probably just a troll.
Yeah, that's definitely not the case. Maybe an Arsenal fan, he wants us to move the subject along. Probably that.
No chance.
I'll be honest,
Maybe.
though, guys. I generally thought we would do better than we did yesterday in terms of how we played the game, and I was shocked at how much like Villarreal grew into that game, and just they looked a better team. Like clearly to me, it's that second half was the most painful second half I've watched in a while, bro. It was so painful to watch that second half. We just looked so off it in every way possible. But one thing that stood clear to me the whole game, they were way more fit than we were. We were not fit. Like I thought we were like at least some sort of decent. Nah, Villarreal showed us what actual fitness is, man.
That's what happens when you have the squad of the quality that we have.
I'm still so confused over this. If Big Rom's going to be available, you have multiple reports saying he's not because the contract won't be done in time. But he's going to sign it today, and he doesn't have to be registered until tomorrow.
Apparently, no contract till next week, but he's going to be announced in an hour. Like,
yeah,
what?
The fuck does that make sense?
How does that make any freaking sense?
I'm sitting there like, I need to make content, guys. Can you be a bit more clearer, please?
It's like I think they're. Look, Kevin Palmer's come out. Of course, the guy's got no chin, so you can't ever believe anything he says because he's got a faux chin.
Yeah, Joseph, I saw the equalizer coming like 10 minutes before it happened, bro. I said, if this shit continues, we're conceding for sure.
Yeah.
I just felt sorry for Christensen, and I was like, yep, Lewis is not going to be happy about this move, but guys, slipped.
I just dropped a tweet saying we're reopening the AC Penitentiary, and then that happened. I can't be bothered.
So Sky Sports is reporting that Lukaku is going to be announced in the next few hours. He's at Stamford Bridge signing his contract and taking pictures with Marina.
What about self-isolation?
What has he been doing for the past where he arrived yesterday?
So again, if he's signing his contract, there were people reporting the contract's not going to be signed until next week. Which one of the two is correct? Man, journalists this summer are horrible.
And if he has to isolate until Monday, surely he can't be taking photos of Marina now, can he?
Wait a minute, guys. What about?
No, that don't make sense either.
Then if he's vaccinated, could that not?
He's likely isn't vaccinated from the sounds of things.
He probably isn't. It doesn't, and that doesn't matter. You don't have to be vaccinated.
There's a lot of sources coming out saying that that half the Belgium squad didn't take the vaccine at the Euros because they didn't want the side effects to mess up their chance of winning the tournament.
Yeah. So David Ornstein has tweeted again. So I guess he's not going to be available.
For real?
Yeah, David Ornstein said his debut will be against Arsenal.
So, but nobody can actually give us an actual reason why he's not available.
Yeah.
All we're hearing is just
Wait, so if he's taking, if
Yeah,
he's
Athletic's saying the transfer is unlikely to be formally completed before this weekend's fixture. So they're saying till next week as well.
How is he signing this contract then?
That's what I'm asking myself, Jester. I'm so confused, bro. What the hell's going on?
Oy, somebody is talking some nonsense, and we need to find out. And so I guess it's going to be a front three of Werner, Mount, and Pulisic starting. I mean, even though Pulisic played 90 minutes yesterday, basically.
What's good with Havertz? What happened to Havertz?
120 minutes he played. You're gonna play 2 days rest. You're gonna.
Yeah, I can't lie. Bro.
How long did Pulisic play?
90.
Wait,
or less, a little bit less than 90.
It was less than 90, but it was. Yeah.
How did Pulisic take a penalty then?
Because he came on for Ziyech, and Ziyech played 30 some odd minutes.
Oh yeah. I forgot he didn't start.
Yeah,
Pulisic took one of the sudden death penalties.
Yeah, nice penalty too. I'm glad he
He's
made
a good penalty
it.
He had a short run as well, innit? I was like, oh shit.
That's how he does it. No, that's how he does it.
Thank God it worked, man. Rudiger's one was the one that confused me the most. I was like, oh shit. This could go
that was sudden death time though, no? Or was that fifth penalty?
Yeah, it was. He took the 6th. Rudiger took the 7th.
Those are penalties that you don't really want them to take, but you have no choice.
Yeah. It's the way Rudiger done it though. Like he stood in the middle, like not picking any side to stand on. Then the way he shot it,
he's a madman.
I said the amount of bravery you have to do what you just did is fucking.
He's a madman.
That's the first shit-housing penalty I've ever seen taken, because it looked like he mishit it.
Yeah,
Rudiger.
Those are the unpredictable ones.
It was so confusing. Like the keeper just stood there. He's
Yeah,
like,
oh God. And Marcos Alonso slipping as well. My God, man, that flipping.
You did a John Terry.
Yeah, that gave me bad flashbacks,
Oh no, my days, bro. When I saw it, I was just like, oh my God, he slipped.
To be surprised, the person who I thought was gonna actually miss is our best PK taker, which is Jorginho. I thought his hop, skip, and a jump was gonna cost him. I don't know if I'm just going off the recent Euros.
He looked like a cold stone killer, bro. The way he came out to that penalty, I was like,
he shushed the crowd behind him.
It either works and looks great and looks like you look like a complete fool, but then when he misses, it's like, oh, that run up. It's either or.
Yeah. Well, gentlemen, I got to run. I got to get ready for work. It's my Friday today, so we're good tomorrow. Hopefully, we get this sorted out on Lukaku. Apparently, it is what it is.
Yeah, hopefully, man. You take care anyway.
Big up yourself, and Cho stands in the mud. Yeah, I'll leave you with that.
Take care, my
guy.
The
banter continues.
Do love to see agendas will agenda. It is what it is.
Agendas will run, but I'm starting.
None of you guys are sitting in the areas where you could be losing your seat for Saturday, right?
No, I'm in Westview.
I'm in Westview.
Yeah.
What's Westview? Is that just the West End?
Upper, basically, that's what they're calling it now, innit?
Is that where your season ticket is?
Yeah, bro. My bank account was crying. I don't know what to tell you.
Fucking hell. That's peak.
I'm Matthew Arden upper, so I should be alright.
On its knees, bro. It was on its knees. Just
Crofty, you MHL. That is peak for you, man. I'm MHL too, but my seat's fine. Like, they've already sorted mine, so I'm good.
Did they actually reveal? Oh yeah, they revealed like which blocks are affected and all of that stuff, innit?
Yeah, but they've got things better off because they're going to get a refund and a free Champions League game.
Okay, exactly.
Oh, that's
like
nice,
they're winning. I kind of wish it was my block now.
Yeah,
can't lie.
So is Matthew Harding up alright?
Matthew Harding upper's fine. It's just lower and Shed lower.
Yeah.
Now maybe Shed upper too, but I don't think Matthew Harding upper's got rail seating.
No, it doesn't. But what's nice?
It's still mad that they haven't got it ready by now, though.
Yeah.
I don't know what took them so long. They've had 2-3 months on this.
It's actually not easy though what they're trying to do with it. I wish it was.
What do you mean it's not easy?
From what I understand, it's a lot to do with the supply of the things rather than actual problem with fitting them in.
What, the suppliers?
something to do with supplying the right stuff on time or whatever. I don't know. That's how I kind of read the email.
But okay, I'm not really doing construction or anything like that. But all they're ordering is the same things, right?
Correct.
It's just rails and seats.
Yeah.
And the same types of rails and seats.
Yeah. But I'm imagining there's something to do. Let me see. Because if I reread the email, it might just jog my memory again.
Yeah, go for it, bro. In your own time.
Where the hell is it, though?
Did you guys see Ty getting ratioed by Jamie Carragher?
Yeah, bro,
I haven't watched it, but I've seen it, so I need to watch it after.
Man said, who's talking about the Premier League? I was like, what?
Said us.
That was the whole conversation.
No way. You say Arsenal for the Premier League.
Oh
no, you gotta see it, Lewis. You gotta see it.
Did he really say Arsenal for the Premier League?
No. You gotta see. You gotta just see this video.
You gotta watch it, bro, because it's the context will give you like a bit clarity, but like it's just the way.
Where is it? Is it on YouTube?
Yeah, all right, because I'm just sitting there thinking, Ty, what are you doing, man?
I'm probably sending it to you on Twitter, Lewis.
Ty just didn't want Arsenal to be shat on. That's all it was, innit? So he was trying to defend his club, but it's just the way he done it.
I hear that. And with that in mind, I cannot wait for AFTV previews next week. It's going to be juicy. You think I ain't going to come round with this one?
Lewis, check your DM. Lewis, check your DM.
All right, 1 second.
Oh, it was from the club's Twitter account. Okay, cool. That's what I got confused by.
What did it say? What's the email say?
Let me just say.
Yeah, you go, Frigga. I'm going to.
There you go, yeah. So, however, the manufacturer is currently unable to guarantee the supply and fitting of some of the remaining specialist parts in the sections of Matthew Harding lower before the match against Crystal Palace on Saturday. So, it's literally just to do with the supply and then fitting them in. So, I just think that it's just a short period of turnaround that in which they have to do that. That's why they can't actually make this happen.
Oh, Ty, man. Yeah, I've just watched it.
He can't help it.
You know what I love as well? He couldn't say Arsenal for the Premier League. He couldn't. So at least there's a level where he had to stop and he was like, okay, maybe that's a bit too far. Big up Ty anyway. That's always my bro. Day one, you already know. But yeah, email. So what did they say again? Because I was just
bad. I didn't realize you weren't listening in it.
No. That was just for everyone else. You can just do a summary of it if you want. I don't care.
So the summary is basically saying it's to do with the supply and fitting and being done within the short period of time before the game is.
Okay, so suppliers might have just been running late. But it sounds like an excuse. It just sounds like an excuse.
It could be, honestly. It generally could be. I think they might have just underestimated how long it would take as well.
Maybe they didn't hire enough fucking workers or anything. Yeah, because we saw the amount of workers that were there at the bridge for the Spurs game. I saw about 4 guys there. And I don't really care if there's a game going on the pitch. There's no one in that stand. You can still have people working on it. Obviously, they might be a bit distracted, Champions of Europe playing and everything, but they could still get a few rows done in between the match. I'm sure it's possible.
Man said, whilst the game was going on.
Yeah, man. Who cares if you're hearing a bit of drilling? If you hear the drilling, then it's because we're not chanting loud enough.
Oh, my days.
So that is what it is.
It took us out of it. It took us out of the game when they equalized anyways. Like we didn't really chant as much after that anyway.
Yeah, but Bakayoko tax, man. I can't be asked to chant if he's on the pitch. I know the game's just going to be stinky anyway.
Yeah, it was difficult. I can't even lie, man. As soon as he came on, I was just like, dear Lord, please just don't make mistakes.
The second he came on, made a mistake.
Yep. That's when I knew. I was just like, oh, dear Lord, bro. The Chelsea kit is too heavy for you. I'm so sorry, man.
Trust me, man. 40 seconds, I was counting that before he fucking misplaced another pass. Can't be asked, 40 seconds. 40 damn seconds.
Bro, Alonso was in way too long.
Game, bro.
Say that again?
Winter Surfer, what's your thoughts on the game, bro?
Sorry, I was watching the typing.
No worries, man.
I thought it was a good first half. Decent enough. I thought then we very much backed off in the second half and they dominated us for the majority of the second half. I thought playing Kai Havertz 120 minutes was mad, but you know, and then
Yeah, Kai got 120, didn't he?
he got 120, which I'm not happy with.
What about Timo? Timo came off, right?
He came off.
Yeah.
Came off. I also thought I was fine with him bringing Kante off. I would have thought he would have maybe, because when he took Kante off, I think we were still 1-0 up. I would have brought Jorginho on, but I would Mount on, which he did. But I would have played them in a 3 in midfield, and just left it like that because we were getting dominated in midfield.
Yeah.
It was Rudiger's mistake for that goal.
It was.
I know Christensen slipped, but Rudiger should have just beat out. But Mendy had a mixed day with his kick. Well, his kicker was rubbish, but then he made up for that save that went onto the post. Apart from that, we're still the same issues with our attack. No point of. There's no central figure up there like a Lukaku to bounce off or work around. Pulisic, I'm not going to have much to say about Pulisic until how we see he plays with Lukaku, because I don't think he plays well in a 3-4-3 with Havertz and Werner. I don't think it suits him, because I don't think he knows what to do, or he becomes very limited. Cho had a good first half, disappeared in the second. Kovacic looked tired. But for me, the star man was Chalobah. Man, Chalobah was the star man. I know he played last season as DM, but he has played centre back as well. But that was a performance beyond his years. Very mature. He didn't get beat once. He didn't give away a foul, which he controlled his own game, passed very well. And he made.
All right, just switch off the stream, please, bro. Go for it.
His decision making was far beyond his years, and I think he might have forced Tuchel to keep him this season. Only because
I said the same thing, but
only because I'm thinking with Ziyech's injury, and even when we bring Koundé in, you could shift Reece James and Azpilicueta to exclusively right wing back, and move Cho up more in an attacking role, cover the Ziyech position there, because I don't know if we're going to buy another midfielder.
Yeah.
At all. I don't know if I'm sort of 50-50 with that. But I think that's why he might keep Loftus-Cheek around for squad depth. But I think we do need to buy a midfielder though, because we are lacking in depth there, man, a lot. So, I'm not going overboard with criticism. I don't think we'll see the best of this team till October. I really don't. We've got people coming back from pre-season. Then we've got a stupid international break.
Yeah.
And I want Chelsea fans to remember this word, rotation.
Yeah.
Yeah? Remember this word, rotation. He's going to be rotating a lot, especially at the start of the season, because otherwise we're going to get burnout and people are going to get longer injuries.
But this is the thing, though.
But I'm not going overboard in my criticism, though. So
Andrew, with our first point, with our fixture list coming up, it's just like, do we have that time? Like, you know what I mean? And you made a good point. When I noticed when Ziyech came off, it's not just the fact that he came off, it's who wanted the ball. He wanted the ball and he wanted to create. So when he came off, everybody kind of was passing a responsibility to each other. I think Ziyech, he wants that responsibility of creating. He wants to be that main man. So you saw our attacking threat went null. It's like we're a little bit scattered, and I think we were looking when we brought those subs on, like Jorginho and the senior players. We're looking to take some control back in the game, but I think at that point the momentum had just switched too much to Villarreal, where it's hard. You're just coming back from Euros. First of all, you didn't have a proper preseason. It's hard to just switch that momentum on its head in that game. So,
but I just thought, Javi, he would have. We were getting overrun in midfield. Kovacic looked out of it, looked dead in that second half. He was getting overrun. Bring Jorginho on to calm it down. Bring Mason Mount on, shore up, put it free, and just play on the counter. But he didn't do that, and it paid off at the end. The Kepa thing worked. Great. I'm pleased for Kepa. I'm very pleased for Kepa. It worked. I'm still worried about him actually in a game, not in a penalty shootout. Do you know what I mean? So I hope someone's actually teaching him when they shoot not to go with his shorter arm. Actually go with the longer arm. Do you know what I mean? Because if you go like that, your arm is shortened because you're having to come over.
It's habit, bro.
Side. I know it's habit, but I don't know how. It's not just him, by the way. I've seen other keepers do it. Yeah. I don't know why they do that. It should be like it's going that way. You go
poor coaching. That's the way
it is.
Poor coaching. And also, apparently, Kepa was also very stubborn as well. He was one of those players in training that apparently never really understood that he could do things wrong on the pitch.
How did he get that? I don't know how he got that way.
Allegedly, I don't know. It's just a mindset.
Once he told Sarri no to come off, then he said no. I'm the boss now.
Oh no, that one, to be fair, that was actually just miscommunication. I always thought there was just no one who came out and said it. But he was trying to time waste to save time for penalties, and Sarri thought he was genuinely injured. That's why he brought Caballero on.
Yeah.
And when he was got his hands out and everything, he's not saying I'm refusing to come off. He's saying, bro, I ain't injured. I was faking it.
Yeah.
Wait, then why do you get a dock to week's wages then? I feel like he did.
Because it still looked bad. It still had a very bad look on the club. It also disregarded Sarri's authority too. So I understand it, and so did Kepa. But that's why it was just huge miscommunication.
Yeah, but no, that's fine. It's just crazy to me how we got the world's most expensive goalkeeper on our bench. How did we let this happen? How did this happen?
We did
that.
If you look at it, problem is whoever scouted and then Bilbao, the club do not do transfer fees. It's always buyout clauses. So.
Correct. Yeah.
Who was the guy before Petr Cech?
The guy before. What do you mean?
Cudicini?
Goal.
No. The scouting guy, like the guy who pays up the players. Because Petr Cech has been picking up most of our players on since he came in. Who was the guy before him? Because I'm pretty sure he's the one who got Bakayoko, Barkley, and Drinkwater. So who?
Milano.
That's his name?
I think so.
So he basically set us up for what we had the last 3-4 years. It was like he was there at the top getting us these crap players. Petr Cech comes in, gets us some decent players, and now we're seeing the results of it. You gotta have some structure like this. You can't just go buying everybody. You can't just go buying everybody is what I was trying to say.
Yeah, I hear exactly what you guys are saying. Anyone got any other talking points before we wrap up the stream? Because I do have to leave in a few minutes. If you guys want to go off on any other topic, that's calm. I'm just going to have to jump into the shower for a few minutes.
Go for it, bro. And there was only one thing I was going to say, which is in regards to the Villarreal performance. I do think that this is a team not only was more fit, but tactically they were much more better at understanding how to play against us. And they had to grow into that in the game. So obviously some of you were saying the players didn't really want the ball and stuff. One thing that's been pretty consistent with our team is when we face teams that are pressing but are physical as hell and aggressive with us, we can get beaten a lot more easily. We can become a bit more pragmatic. We can become a bit more fearful of making the right passes, and we can become, as a result, more error prone. So the big thing for me is this Villarreal team was a very good test for us, because at the end of the day, you're in the Premier League. I don't know if teams are as well drilled as this team was in terms of how defensively pragmatic they were and organized they were. So Palace will be a very interesting one because they've had a change of manager. It'll be interesting to see how they play against us, because I don't know if they're going to be defensively organized, but they're going to be definitely ready to counter us.
Yeah, going back to your point. Hold on, sir. This is one point. Going back to your point, Mohammed, this is the thing that happens when I say people are hiding. Because we have a system in place. Tuchel puts a system in place to get us to the final third. Once we get in the final third, it's on us. It's on our creative players to make that ingenuity happen. I think we just get into patterns and we don't get creative in that final third, and it breaks down. This is what's happening. But go ahead, Sam. Sorry.
Like Ziyech missing against Palace. Who's going to be our creative outlet against Crystal Palace?
Havertz and
Mal has to take that on, man.
Somebody has to step up.
Hudson-Odoi
is what it is.
Do you think Mount's fit?
Problem is the first few games might be a war of attrition. It might not be pretty football. It might just be simply getting through. and getting it. So don't be surprised if it's not the most scintillating football you've seen, and it's going to be more about happier getting the result, because Palace. I know we've got a good record against Palace, but over the years they have popped up the odd defeat or two. When we've had better teams as well. So be advised about that. I mean, it's going to be. I think it's going to be a tough game on Saturday. I don't think it's going to be a walkover like everyone might think it will be. But I'd gladly listen. We got them, and then we got Arsenal, and Liverpool back to back. So take those 3 points, and then hopefully
our first 7 games are tough.
Yeah, they are. First 7 games, and then the first games in 2022 are tough as well. So there's a block of like 3 or 4 weeks at the start and in the middle where we play all the big boys, or most of the big boys, and then we have on paper a good set of fixtures. So it'd be tough. It'll be tough. Even Arsenal away, even though some people might not think so, Arsenal away will still be. We're not gonna run over them because this team hasn't shown that they can do that yet. So
we can't lose against Arsenal, man. We cannot lose against Arsenal.
Hey, we've lost the last 3-4 games, haven't we?
Yeah, this time
it's 3 L's and a draw in our last 4 games.
Man, we can't accept it, man. This time we have to beat them.
I never accept it. It's just this team has yet to beat them.
So our
Lukaku's first game. So
our first 7 games are Crystal Palace, Arsenal, Liverpool, Aston Villa, Tottenham, Man City, and Southampton.
Yeah,
Don't
sleep on Aston Villa, man. Aston Villa have made some good signings.
Oh no, I'm not. So
yeah,
the easiest game out of that would probably be Southampton.
Yes.
Jesus Christ, what is this?
We have not been given an easy hand.
Man.
But the good thing is, the good thing is, if we come through this decently, we put ourselves in a good position in the title race. That's most of the big 6 out the way in our first half of the season. So we get through those games, we are in a great spot.
If we come out of there anywhere between 16 and 18 points, I think that'd be good out of that run. Because on paper, it's a tough start. It's a very tough start. So if we get anywhere between 16 to 18 points, it's a good start to the season.
It's the timing of it as well, isn't it?
Yeah,
and
it is. Yeah, it's right. And then after that, I think it's like Manchester United's in there somewhere, but not for a month. So.
Hold up, I got it. Man United after Southampton is 4 games away. We got Leicester right before them.
Yeah, so, and then we've got Leicester somewhere as well. So
Leicester, then Man United. 7 days apart.
Yeah, exactly. So we usually have a good record against the big sides. It's the smaller ones that get us. But
that's what I'm worried about. The low block teams. That's what I'm worried about. I'm not really worried about the big teams that much. The low blocks teams here. If we don't score first in the first half, we might draw the game or we lose sometimes.
Yeah, but the issue is, the difference is that we've got Lukaku coming in.
Yeah.
To make that difference against a low block. Yeah. Is that he will make a difference whether he scores or not. He will make a difference.
Yeah.
Come in, so he's gonna make a huge difference. It's just there will be a lot of rotation in these first 7 games. It's just gonna have to be because we've got people coming in and then we've got a stupid international break as well. It's gonna be tough, man. It's gonna be tough, but
what's nice with the manager that we have now as well in Tuchel is that he's not going to let that performance slip by. He's going to tell the players are going to be allowed to celebrate what they've achieved, but he's going to definitely give them a bollocking for the fact that, from a performance standpoint of view, that wasn't good enough, and we should not be playing any games like this. And that's what I like about him, is that he's transparent, blunt, to the point with players, and the players then have a clear direction as to what the standards are. Because before, I do feel like sometimes, the result goes their way. It's like almost like it's brushed off aside and we just put paper over the cracks and shit. But with this manager, I do feel like he's not going to let that slip by. And in fact, if he's so unhappy with a person, he will not be afraid to say, cool, you're benching this next game.
No, like I said, he's going to rotate a lot. He's going to rotate even on Saturday. You're going to see probably Chilwell and Mount come in, Jorginho from the start, Thiago Silva, probably Aspilicueta, maybe Reece James. You're going to see, a lot of changes. He's going to have to do that because of what happened on yesterday. I don't think Havertz will start against Crystal Palace.
No.
Played 100.
You probably come off the bench, innit?
Come off the bench. You're probably looking at Werner, Pulisic, and Cho possibly up front. So
I feel bad for Ziyech, man. Honestly, like I was so heartbroken for the guy, man.
Yeah.
Soon as it happened, like it's just Ziyech the pain he was in as well. Didn't set a good, like it doesn't give you a good feeling about the situation.
No, it's especially when it's so innocuous as well.
Yeah,
his form was so.
Was there any like? Did Ziyech get diagnosis?
No, I don't know. Not yet, because I don't know if they need probably scan to decide whether they need to operate or not.
If he's dislocated, he's out for 3 months. Around there.
It depends. There's different time
That's
frames.
worst case scenario. It depends on the severity, though.
Yeah.
Okay.
Depends. If he needs to operate, he's going to rehab. Stuff like that.
It's
so
such a
it'll be out for at least a couple of months.
Injury, man. Like the way it happened is so flipping shocking, man.
You know, since he left the picture, the whole momentum shifted to Villarreal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's true.
I have to admit, innit, like people forget.
Because what I was saying,
it's a very good tactician, man. Like that guy was instructing his team on what to do, how to do it. Like he was more vocal in that game, by the looks of it, than Tuchel was.
Yeah, he was on it. You can see from his celebration, he was pumped for it.
Yeah,
he wanted to prove that to the whole fan base that he's on it.
The main thing is, look, when it comes to our plays, right, we just need to learn. If the game is becoming difficult, you just got to do the basics right. You need to cut out the errors. The errors are what were pissing me off yesterday because we were being our own worst enemy.
Mohammed, the thing about that is like, you played, right? Like when it's easier said than done. Like that what you're saying is spot on to get control back of the game.
Yeah.
And that's what we wanted to do to bring all the seniors in, like Jorginho and them, to calm down this pressure. But you clearly see, I think taking Conte out too was a big loss because he was doing that ball winning.
I agree with you more, bro.
And all of that. So
we know if that was later in the season, unless injury, Kante's not coming off.
No. Yeah. I'm just saying. I'm just making the point. Like,
I know.
That's what affected us, basically. Yeah.
We got what we got to do is just not be overreactionary. That's all.
One thing I don't want to see this year is Asby in wing back position, man. I do not want to see him, man.
I think you're going to see it.
You might see it at times when there are games where we need to be tactically more astute and we need to understand how to play different phases of the game. I feel like what Jester was trying to say earlier on is that, Cho was trying to do the attacking part so well that the defensive part was like the biggest liability we had in the team. And when you put it like that, I can't argue with the fact, because especially in the second half, we just looked like we were being overrun everywhere. And it was just shocking to watch. But the fact of the matter is, this team it comes down to familiarity. And at the end of the day, if a player is playing against a team that is so tactically astute like Villarreal were, you have to understand that there are phases of the game where you don't do the attacking part as much, and you have to get the defensive part and the part of keeping ball much more on point. Yesterday, it felt like, we were just trying to go from this defense, whatever our defensive strategy was, straight into the attacking transitions, but we would ruin the transitions just to get counted because of little errors, because we'd overplay a pass or we'd pass it directly to them. And that's the type of stuff that I was talking about. It's just like, you didn't need to do that. Understand what the game requires right now is you controlling it first.
I think that also comes down to most of our starting.
I'm going to help, fellas. I'll speak to you guys during the week.
Come on, Andrew.
Super champions of Europe.
Come on.
We know what we are.
We know what we are.
Anyone got any other final thoughts so we wrap up the stream?
Anybody saying the Super Cup is not a major trophy, you're absolute frauds.
Yeah, and announce Lukaku tonight, man. Good to see.
Yeah, like Arsenal be counting these community shields, bro. Like, are you serious?
Bro, we need to announce Lukaku so Lukaku can face Arsenal and do the Drogba celebration against them, man.
Wait, why are people convinced he's getting announced at 5:00?
I don't know.
There's reports that he's at Stamford Bridge right now, actually, with Marina. So they think he's going to get announced in about 30 minutes, I think.
Okay,
Nah, I don't
fair
think
enough.
so. Plus, I'm gonna be at the bridge, so if he's there, hopefully I'll bump into him.
But can someone explain to me why he's not going to be able to play on tomorrow or Saturday?
And I'm not entirely sure if I'm.
I don't think anybody
no
has
one
a
knows.
concrete answer. I don't think we'll just see how things go on. But no one has a concrete answer. Everything is so conflicting. You're gonna hear one thing from one person and another thing from another. So
Honestly,
until we get like an official statement or like from Tuchel or anything, you're not gonna know.
Honestly, we should have got this done way earlier. This would have not been a problem.
Yeah.
We
the
was
issue
way
was-
too slow in this transfer window, in my opinion.
No, I think the issue was Inter Milan trying to get a striker before they can deal with Lukaku. Then they got the striker Zeko. Now Lukaku's headed to London right now.
Right, cool. Right, I've got to jump off anyway because I've got to go film at the bridge.
Safe.
Big up everyone. Smash the like and subscribe button. If Lukaku is announced, we'll be streaming at about 7-8 p.m. If not,
Alright.
I'll see you lot tomorrow. But hopefully the next
big up.
stream is the Lukaku announcement. I'm only going to say hopefully because I've guaranteed it the last 3 times it's not happened. So let's hope. But big up everyone that's locked in. Smash the like and subscribe button. Guys, we are out. Up the Chelsea.